Most business owners are sleeping on Instagram's biggest client acquisition hack, outbound DMs. And the best part is, this opportunity has never been bigger. And now I'm about to show you exactly why. In just 2 weeks, I closed 2 high-ticket paying clients without spending a single dime on ads. And today, I'll be breaking down exactly how I did it. I'll be revealing the strategies that I use to keep my pipeline filled with leads. So make sure to watch to the very end to really understand how this system works. Most business owners often struggle to master outbound marketing due to unpredictable algorithm changes and restrictions. This often leads to entrepreneurs quitting early. They waste money and time on ineffective ads. They try to create content to go viral and realize that virality doesn't really equal dollars necessarily if you don't know how to convert them. And they think that this is the only way to move forward. But here is the truth. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of cold DMs. While everyone is thinking and preaching to run with paid ads, to start your own Skoll community, sell your own courses, the opportunity has never been easier and better. And that's exactly why my clients and I are doing this, to generate results while the window is open. The things that I'll be covering today is I'll be running with you step by step on my simple process of how I generate leads using only Instagram DMs. We'll also be going and sharing my sales funnel stages 1 through 4 and how we get them from a person that never heard from us to a customer. So without further ado, let's begin. If you guys don't really know me, my name is Josh Gatewood. I run a marketing agency doing outbound B2B lead generation for coaches, marketing agencies, and these types of people, usually high ticket, often struggle when trying to generate more appointments for their businesses. So what we do is we use Instagram DMs for outreach to book more appointments on autopilot at scale. Even though you guys don't know me, you guys may know of a few of the people I've worked with. So here's one of the people I've worked with. His name is Chris Crone, and this is actually me and Chris. During my time with Chris, we were able to insert the system into his business. In about a span of 3 months, we were able to make him 6 figures. Here's the results right here. On top of that, there's a few other people that, although I never directly worked with, they've used the system to generate income, especially at the beginning stages of their business. There's Tuzer, there's Serge, Nick, generating 5, 6, and even 7 figures in the span of 3 months on both, with a combination of outbound and inbound lead generation. So just knowing a little bit about that, I've also want to put a quick full disclosure that I have not scaled my own business yet, but played in key roles in multiple B2B and B2C offers, generating sales, booking appointments, and developing processes. And I just want to get everything that I know right now and just provide it for you in regards to how to generate more leads on Instagram and free up your time that you can focus on things like closing. So let's just dive right into it. So inside this funnel system, there's 4 stages into this process, the IDA step. If people don't really know you, there's the awareness stage from the top of the funnel to bring them into your ecosystem. There's the interest stage, decision stage, and then there's action taking. Usually at the top of funnel, the 3 types of lead generation that you can do is paid or organic. So usually it's done by paid advertisements. It's either done putting down an Instagram post, an Instagram story, directing them to follow your account and then DMing them from there, or to a VSL page or whatnot. Next is also content creation, so long form and short form. This is more of the long-term game as well, where people find you through the algorithm organically. They follow you and you nurture through your content. More about this later, but today we're going to be heavily focused on DM outreach in the beginning. Especially if you're in the beginning stages, direct approach and direct marketing is the very best for you. So that's how we're going to be generating traffic. A few things to keep in mind right now. If you're in the beginning stages, assuming that you have a reliable offer, if you have all your systems all dialed in, this is what you should be doing to scale. We should be basically DMing 250 to 500 DMs per day, and this is a span within 5 to 10 Instagram accounts, okay? Now, if you're in the beginning stages, this is definitely what I would not recommend to you. I would first start with one, sending between 50 to 60 DMs per day, and this is with your personal account. The reason why, you want to first develop a proof of concept. You're not going to immediately spend $1,000 on ads, right? You're going to be testing first. The same thing with when it comes to organic marketing, organic DMs. You're not going to be just sending if the message is not proven. So that's what I would recommend at first. But for those that are watching this, I'm assuming that you're trying to scale your business. You're in between the 10,000 trying to reach 20,000 right now. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating 5 to 10 IG accounts. We're going to make sure using the system that it's going to be fully automated, that we have the systems dialed in, and it will be just going, and it's just going to be going and going every single day. And this is how we can generate realistically 3 to 5 appointments every single day. Okay. And for a realistic approach, let's say, so you can get the numbers, one account. So with one account sending 50 DMs per day, that leads to around 1,500 DMs a month. Typically, on average, 1% of the people you DM will convert to a positive reply, which that leads down to 15 leads. With these 15 leads, depending if you do have your offer, you have your profile optimized, and you have speed to lead and your follow-up sequence dialed in, then it should be more than this. But let's just use benefit of the doubt. It's 1%. We get 15 leads, and we have a closing sales rate of 20%. So 20% of 15, you can guarantee yourself 3 leads per month just with one Instagram account. And if you have high ticket type of sales with 5, 10, or even $15,000 per sale, that could easily be $15, $20, or even $30,000 coming into your pipeline. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now, how we generate these type of leads and find quality is we're going to be using a few systems. So the first thing that I do is I use the Super Export tool, and this is where I can generate leads and find people. So what you could do with the Super Export tool is connect your account on Instagram, and you can find people using hashtags, location, their following, who is following them, their comment and likes. And what you can do is easily scrape everyone in their ecosystem. So what I would recommend is finding an influencer in the space where you can find people, because they are probably the ones that are working really hard to attract them into their own pipeline. This is called influencer hijacking, where we can actually find these people, find their posts, and we can directly scrape qualified leads. And what I like about the Super Export tool is that we're able to filter off these types of people as well. So for instance, making sure that we only attract those that we want into the system, because we don't like wasting our time. Okay. So this is how we can basically filter off to make sure that we are finding the right type of people. That's one way to do it, is using the Super Export tool and the lead generation. Let's actually look into what it looks like. So this Super Export tool, it's about easily $9.99, fairly cheap. Now, another method that I use to find targeted leads is cross-form prospecting. And what that looks like is going into other social media accounts and finding our ideal clients. So that could be through LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. Actually, let me do it with you right now. What we're going to be doing is putting ourselves into what our ideal client will ask on YouTube. For instance, let's say how to find leads, SMMA. This is one way that we can find people in the space. And look, we have a lot of people that we can use their platforms in order to scrape leads. So for instance, let's use this guy real quick. Go to their social media handles that they have, and then use the Super Export tool on their Instagram profile and scrape all of their clientele that they're bringing into their ecosystem. So coming from Instagram to this person's specific account, you can see that he has not a high number of followers, but I can guarantee you this, that his followers or these types of people are his target audience. If you look at his YouTube channel, he has about 26,000 subscribers. So to prove the point, let's look into his follower list. So he looks like he helps out agencies or coaches. Let's type that keyword of coaches, coach. Look at this. There's coaches here. So as you can see, there's a lot of people, even with this short following, a lot of concentrated coaches and like just people that are targeted followers. And I can guarantee you, compared to people, if you go in, let's say in Alex Hormozi, and try to scrape off his broad audience, I bet most of them has been contacted at least 10 to even 20 times already. So they're sick of cold outreach. This is very good for targeting, agency, targeting niche people that have barely been contacted. So all these people right here that you can scrape using the Super Export tool and target. So that's a quick hack of how to use cross-platform marketing in finding unlimited leads. And you can continue to do this. You can go onto YouTube and you can type in other questions that you have and just go into all these people's accounts and cross-platform it until you get enough of your quality type of leads. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, once you got all of your lead lists and you use the Super Export tool, there's a few softwares that we'll be using to really do the outreach for us, because what we don't want is to manually do this step by step, especially if you're starting out new. You really want to leverage either people or automation. So the 4 softwares that I recommend that I use for my company are these. It's IGDM Bot, I also use Auto IG DMs. These are softwares that you're able to insert the people that you want to scrape and it will automatically scrape for you. And then there's also, once you outreach, you use some outreach tools like these types of softwares, people will be able to reply to you if you have a solid message, making sure that when you have a solid message that it follows the framework of an irresistible offer, meaning that it should have a quantifiable promised result. It should be a specific result that the company you're pitching gets. It should have a specific time period and how fast you can deliver your service or have it be delivered as results. The risk reversal, because we're in a trust recession, and then what will happen on top of if you don't deliver results for them, have some guarantees for this. And of course, if you have evidence or social proof, use that and then ask that question, who else have you done this for? This is how you're able to really write a irresistible offer to create your first message. Okay, so if you have that, and then you should be getting responses, and then we can use prediction using Go High Level ManyChat to capture and predict. Using trigger keywords, we can predict what our potential leads will be saying, and this is just from trial and error. You just have to send a lot of messages and you'll figure out some of the keywords that they will use. Okay, lastly, there's IG Booster Bot. These type of softwares, I'm going to go through each one so you can see what it kind of looks like. So this IGDM bot right here, you can send DMs automatically to your target audience, the following followers, just like that. It's a really good tool. And as you saw the price, it's about $10. You can check that out. The next resource is Auto IG DMs, and this is a little bit more of an upgraded type of software. It can do cold outreach for you on autopilot, and it's extremely powerful. It's a little bit more pricier, but those are some of the tools I use. Go High Level ManyChat, talk about that later. And then if you're sending a lot of DMs, sometimes on Instagram, people may not receive it as a notification because they have it muted. So what this bot does, that it can help you auto follow these people. It can help you like a post and comment to just increase that likelihood of them being notified about you, and then they can check their DMs and see you. Just gain that type of exposure. These are a few hacks that we're able to use when it comes to automation to increase the likelihood of them opening up your first message. Now, the two ways, once we capture these types of people, one way is using the human appointment setter, because automations can go so far, they still need that human element to it. Following the framework in the script, going down the line to book an appointment. And then make sure when sending that first message, we're tired of just having direct pitches for people. It doesn't work now, or very low. So this is what I would highly recommend, is when sending your first DM, make sure to provide value upfront first. So it could be in the form of a lead magnet, a free training video, anything, a free service to spark and entice them to actually reply. And what we want is, we're not trying to sell the service in the message. What we're trying to do is we're trying to sell the second message for them to respond back, to have that positive reply. So make sure the types of lead magnets are like free trainings. Even this is a type of video. This can be a type of asset, this board that I have right here. You can use this as a free resource as a lead magnet for those to provide a positive response or entice them to respond to me in order to give them something of value. But make sure it's of something that your type of client wants and needs, okay? So that's a little bit of a quick hack for you. And then if it all goes well, we can skip all the way down to the DM conversations. But because I want to explain my entire type of simple funnel, I'm going to go into the nurturing sequence. For cold DMs, I've seen there's a study about Google on how long it takes for someone to become a client, and it's the 7-11 rule. It takes about 7 hours of content and 11 touch points for them to buy your product. So what you can do off of this, if you are following your ideal clients as well as messaging them, then usually 10% of people will follow you back. If they do follow you, they enter into your ecosystem. And there's 3 strategies that I would do, is IG stories, short form content, and then long form. And here's why. So what they do is, when they come into your platform, especially if you message and you're liking, you're sending some emojis into their own stories, they're going to view your profile. And there's a few things that you can do. One type of IG strategy is like trying to get more engaged leads. So this is one I did previously, recorded a 12-minute video as an asset, DM me YouTube. And then on top of that, for those that were interested, they engaged with my story, and then I have an autoresponder using Go High Level or ManyChat software to capture the lead and then proceed to do the follow-up sequencing, eventually to just have a conversation and then book a call using my appointment setter. And now there's short form and long form. So this is cool. Short form content is great. Obviously, the algorithm favors short form content, but what I've come to realize, and you do the same thing like you're doing in the IG stories, providing some value, having whatever you're saying inside your content, offering that free value, having a type of call to action where people are responding to you, and then you're using that automation system like Go High Level or ManyChat to provide them with that value, but also engaged. Okay, but what I found out is that although short form content is really good for getting recognized and whatnot, I prefer long form content, because if they go to your YouTube channel, like, I can create one easy Loom video just like what I'm doing right now, and that's 10 Instagram reels that I have to do with the same amount of effect. So it's easier for me to just go on here and turn on the screen and just talk, and I'll get more engagement than just having a really high level production type of dopamine hit of a short form reel. But it has its value, it has its place in the ecosystem. So if you're doing these types of content, you're going to have a call to action. Let's go back to one of the people that we have. We saw his videos, and in his description, he has his call to actions of where he wants to lead people. So it looks like he's going to his school community. He has a VSL inside here as well, along with some more content. And what I like about YouTube is that it's one of the best algorithms. When people go into YouTube, they're not like doom scrolling like Instagram or TikTok, where you just doom scroll and you have something popped up to you with that TikTok type of mindset, which is short, just very distracted. What I like about YouTube is that people actually search on what they're trying to learn. That's why the quality of the leads are better on YouTube platform. And once one video is finished, it goes to the next video. And then let's say you go into my platform, and then once you log off and try to come back on YouTube on another time, because you've visited one of my videos already, YouTube's going to assume that, okay, my content is the type of content that you like, so my video and the algorithm is going to favor me more to keep popping up into your feed. Quick tip on that, and then it has call to actions, but the main thing is providing value up front and then having a call to action in the end after they receive the value. So that's what you do, and this was just like what I use for my videos. And this is very inbound. You guys are coming to us for a free lead magnet. Then I have that DM convo leading to my Instagram or a VSL funnel to go into a book call and then a sale. And although this takes a while to build, the clientele that comes through here and gets warm are easier to close because you're building that trust. And eventually it does compound, and your videos will become your top of funnel content. So it's a great cycle, and I would highly recommend to, if you're not doing it right now, start with building your content, but also having a mix of outbound and inbound coming in. Okay. But let's say now it goes all the way down to the conversion process into the DM conversations, having an appointment setter. Your appointment setter will be able to follow whatever type of framework and scripts that you have. Ask qualifying questions if you do have that type of thing, and then make sure to follow up 3 to 5 times. You can also use Go High Level and ManyChat for follow-ups if you're doing this on your own, creating a follow-up bot, and then eventually it will lead down to a book call. For the book call, this is where you have the automations if you're using Calendly, and you can also have an application process for those that are qualified. And yeah, it would send text messages, reminders, emails to make sure that they book. And then it goes down to once they were interested, let's say either it's the DM offer that you have, or if it was a content or a lead magnet, they make a decision to connect with you. You have the conversations in the DMs, then it leads down to the action step, which is booking a call with you on the phone or via Zoom. And then this is where it goes down to closing them on a deal. So that's essentially the DM outreach system. Fairly simple. Again, it's a 4-step process of first you find your leads, you have conversations, you book a call, you follow up until they become a client or not. So that's fairly it. Then, of course, after that, it's the process of onboarding to making sure that you deliver on that promise. You can upsell or cross-sell them based on what you provide, and then you make sure that you get them great results. They'll give you a good testimonial, and you can use that as leverage or for content for those that are fairly interested in what you have, but they're untoo sure to pull the trigger. This is where you can use that as fuel for you. And yeah, and then this can be the top of funnel, and then the money that you use also can be used for ads or whatever it may be, creating more content or even softwares for your DM outreach. But this is the beautiful cycle of how to really convert leads, and eventually you can scale, hiring an appointment setter. This is exactly what you do. Let's see here. And then if you do have an appointment setter, you don't even have to do this on your own. You can train your appointment setter on scraping, generating leads, and then inserting the sheets that you get from that you exported into the IGDM system right here, and then just follow the process and set up the bot, and it will just automatically flow for you. So now, instead of working in the business, you can work on the business, have your automation bots working for you, and now you can focus on taking calls and becoming a business owner. So hopefully that did make sense. If this was helpful and you found this valuable, please give this a like. If you want more, definitely subscribe. I'll be posting content every single week. So if this was helpful, I'm looking forward to seeing you again, and peace out. Take care.